Welcome to episode 827 of Salsido Paranormal. I'm your host, James Salsido, and tonight I'm sharing experiences, true paranormal stories from the web. As always, you can find all episodes of the show, along with links to social media, ways to listen, and ways to support the show at the website, and that is salsidoparanormal.com. That's SALSIDO paranormal.com. And you can support the show either by joining up for the Patreon page, the Patreon feed of shows, where you get extra shows there for as little as $1 a month. And or you can also check out the merchandise store and buy shirts and bags and aprons there. And support is never expected, but always appreciated, as there are expenses in making this show. Also, I forgot to mention last episode, please check out links in every episode description to friends of the show. That would be, of course, Jen, the Arcane Observer, the co-host of the show on Saturdays, whenever possible, and Michael Strange of Trouble Minds Radio and the Trouble Minds Radio Network, KUAP, Digital Broadcasting, where you can hear all kinds of amazing shows 24/7, with mine thrown in there as well. So yeah, I think that does take care of everything this time. I didn't leave anything out. So thank you all for being here and listening in the live recording stream here. And yeah, I think I can get on to the true stories here. So this first one says, one night I woke up at 3:17 a.m. to the sound of soft humming. I live alone. The melody was unfamiliar, but it felt old. I checked every room, but didn't find anything. As I returned to bed, my TV flickered on by itself. A paused black and white movie was playing, and the subtitle read, "You're Not Alone." I don't even own that movie. The humming stopped. I never heard it again. But I still wake up at 3:17 sometimes for no reason at all. That's an amazing one there. You have not just the sound. You have the sound plus the interaction with electronics, interaction and or manipulation of electronics. This is something that keeps popping up, and I think, as I've said before, I think that's only going to increase going forward, because we have just more and more devices around us at all times to put out audio and video and to receive things. And so I think that's only going to, I don't think that's ever going away as long as technology is still here. But and for it to do that, for it to turn on, now it sounds like they said they didn't even own that movie, so that makes me think. And these days, most people have some kind of a device, whether it's a smart TV or something separate, to where they're not just getting TV over the airwaves or whatever, radio waves, where it's not controlled at all. It's you can select things, you can pick things to watch, and which is amazing. If that's the case, then that's, again, some other being, possibly some other force, some other entity manipulating that TV, finding that movie, getting to that point in that movie where it's paused, and stopping it, or to pause it and then pausing it, to do that, and then having it turn off, and then also the humming at the same time stopping. And not to mention the time, it's a really common time for it to happen, that anywhere from 2 to 4 in the morning is fairly common for weird events to happen. Not to say that that's the only time, obviously, but it's pretty common. So yeah, that's a lot going on there. But I do think technology is going to be to be more common. So, but yeah, that's the Quantum Alchemist says, never had anything like that happen to me, but I heard of such phenomena. Yeah, sounds really creepy. Yeah, it does. I mean, again, it's amazing to me that that whole idea of being able to do that, being a sentient energy field, I guess is what it would be, that is able to then connect with somehow the device and operate the interface of the device without using the remote, without using anything else, just somehow affecting it to where they make it do what they want it to do. It's just, if you think about the number of steps, they have to turn it on. They have to pick the movie. They have to pause the movie. They have to turn it all off again. These are things that, I mean, it's easy to take for granted when you're operating a controller of the device. Sure, that's what they're made for. That's what it's designed to do. It's designed to send those exact signals to the device to make it do those things. But when you don't have that, when you're not interacting in that way, because it doesn't sound like unless it did, I guess I just thought of that. But even then, there wasn't, I don't know, I just wonder about that. Is that how these devices, but see, that doesn't always match up though, because sometimes I hear about this happening with computers, not necessarily TVs. So either way, whether they're manipulating the controller or the streaming device itself and the TV itself, that's still a lot of things that you're manipulating. So that just blows my mind that that's even possible to have happen without the proper the common method of getting those things to happen. So anyway, I think I'm starting to talk in circles now, so I think I'll stop with that. And we can move on to the next one here. So, this one says, so I just went downstairs to make a cup of tea while everyone is in bed, and while my back was turned, I heard my own voice ask, "What's he doing?" I whipped around to see no one behind me, but all three cats looking freaked out in the direction of where I heard it. The kitten arched his back and went over to the corner where the wall meets the fish tank, giving his weird meows. I responded as not to be rude. He's just being a cat, don't worry. I tried seeing if I could recreate what I heard, but had no luck. This is the second night in a row this has happened. That's amazing. I looked online to see if I could figure out what it could be, and only found a post from someone 3 years ago with a similar story. Any advice would be great. It doesn't freak me out. I'm just hoping whatever used my voice is friendly. That is amazing. I don't know if I've ever heard of anyone hearing their own voice like that. I'm just trying to think. I don't know that I have. Usually it's if someone hears a voice, it's either they don't recognize it at all, or it's someone else that they do know, but then they're not there. So that's actually, I didn't realize that when I read the account before. When I first found it, I don't think I've ever heard of an account like that where the person heard their own voice. And it makes me wonder, is that some other being that is somehow using their voice? Is it some other version of them? Did they just pick up on their themselves from another time? Or another, again, who knows, another time, another universe, whatever. Did they just pick up on some other version or part of themselves? I don't know, but that's an amazing one there as well. This yeah, I don't think I've ever heard about that before. So let's looking at the chat here. Let's see here. The Quantum Alchemist says, "Wow, I don't remember hearing of this either." And they say, to me, it really sounds like another version. Oops, I lost it. Another version of them. Yeah, that's what I wondered. Maybe out to help them. I don't know. But Sweets says, "Did someone from Troubled Minds see a different version of themselves in a mirror, or was that a dream they had?" Yeah, I don't know. But I'm not thinking of anything offhand. But that's another amazing show. For those that haven't checked it out, please always highly recommend listening to Troubled Minds Radio. But because we do share, in the process of just covering all kinds of amazing concepts there, people do end up talking about experiences, including myself, that relate to the topics of the shows. So I have a really wild. I'm not there yet. I don't think. Yeah, I'm not there yet. I'm gonna tease a future story. I have no idea when it's going to be, when I'm going to use it on a show. But I have a really wild part of one of the stories I have coming up is someone seeing water coming from a mirror and flowing out and onto the floor in their room, and then having it fade away or vanish a minute later. So we'll get to there when we get to there, and you'll know, for those of you that are here and that happen to be there whenever we get there. It's not going to be this episode, I don't think. But yeah, mirrors and water are really weird in what they can do and how often they show up in experiences. So, let's see. Moving on here to the next story, because I don't think I have anything else to say about that last one. My friends live in the middle of nowhere in North Carolina. A lot of weird stuff has happened around their property. We have heard whistling coming from the woods. Doors open and shut. We have heard something mimic our voices. Excuse me. Anyway, about 6 months ago, my friend, their sister, and I were all outside in their yard. It was around dusk, and towards the woods, we all saw this thing. It was very tall, humanoid, and was white in color. It had no face and did not seem to have any feet or legs. It was almost as if it were gliding as it moved. We saw it for about a minute and a half before it appeared behind some trees. My friends and I have been so freaked out since this happened. We all have looked online to see if we could find someone who experienced something similar, with no luck. Has anyone seen anything like this? Is it an alien, ghost, demon, or cryptid? And that's where that one ends. That I don't know with what they saw there. No face, floating. Sounds almost like a stereotypical idea of a ghost, in a way. Something like you would almost see in cartoons or memes or whatever, but in the woods. So, but I don't know. Beyond that, I'm not sure. Sounds like that's an active area, wherever they're at there. And so it doesn't surprise me. But yeah, as to what that was, I don't know. But looking at the chat here, Quantum says, people who have NDEs often do say each soul is an incredibly great thing, and we do have multiple versions of ourselves, which we like, or which we like in the cases can experience, like in this case, can experience. One of the earlier stories, yeah, it could be. So, yeah, but as for that and for this, I have no idea, but that's possible. Kelly, welcome listening into the stream. Thank you for being here. That's another friend from Trouble Minds Radio there. But yeah. So let's get at least one more in here before we have time. But yeah, thank you all for being here and listening in. And let's get to the next one. It says, this happened a while ago. One night, my boyfriend and I both woke up around 4 in the morning and saw our cat sitting on the end of the bed, staring at us. There was a nightlight on in the room, so we could see her, and she started to look fuzzy, like static. She just kept staring at us like we were the weird ones. Cats do that to begin with. Anyway. And then it stopped after about 5 slow seconds. We haven't seen her do anything like that before or since. But we both saw it happen and really wonder what it could have been. This one to me, that's where that one ends. This one to me is amazing. Because there's one time, so get ready for some stories about my cat, Logan. There was one time, I swear I saw this light coming out from Logan as she was sitting there just near me. And I was just looking at her and I was going to pet her and everything. And she was just sitting there and there was just this white light that came out. It made her look bigger than she was. And it just came out slowly and then faded away. And so there's something to do with energy and cats and what they can do. That's really amazing that they both saw that in the story there. There's a couple other times where I was looking at Logan, at my cat, and I turned completely in a different direction. She was there the whole time that I could see her. Never heard or saw her move. Nothing. And then all of a sudden she's in front of me, and I didn't see her. She didn't come from behind me. She was just there walking toward me. This has happened twice over the years now. And I don't know how to explain that. I am legally blind, but I'm not totally blind. And this was in the middle of the day. There was plenty of light coming in. And I don't know, but it happened. And that's not counting all the times she has appeared in different kinds of dreams I've had. Well, so I totally believe that there's something that they have abilities. What those abilities are, I don't know. But yeah. Yeah, let's see here. Sweet says, when you said the cat got fuzzy like static, oh my gosh, isn't that funny? The sound got distorted. Nobody. At least on Sweet's end. That's, okay. That's funny. That's some fascinating timing there. I'll have to listen back to that and see if that picks up on the recording or not. That's wild. Not the first time we've had weird audio before on this show. There was one time where I was talking about something. I'm not going to even talk about it now. And regarding experiences I've had. And the audio cut completely out for like I don't know, less than a minute, I think, or right around a minute. And then it just came back on at perfect timing. For when, because Jen was on the show with me at the time, and she said, "Oh, I hear it now. Everything's fine now." Basically, it came back on just before she said that, so it's like it was somehow being manipulated and timed just right, so where it didn't cut her off at all. And I listened back, and it's actually on the podcast feed. You can find it, and I even mention it in the description. So, yeah, it's not the first time weird things have happened while I've been on a show before, doing a show before. So let's look and see how long the next two of these stories are, because if they're, pretty long. At least the first one is. And the second one is. So, we'll just, if y'all don't mind, I'll just cover some more weird experiences with Logan, because I've had a few over the years. As far as just in the apartment in general, she's able to pick up on things. Every once in a while, she will go and just stare into the kitchen, into the corner where the refrigerator is at, and she'll just stand there and look for like, I don't even know, good 10, 20 minutes. And then she'll go away. And so, good, I'm glad that y'all don't mind hearing about my experiences. So she's done that before. Also, has been a couple of times where I started getting a sense of a presence, or multiple presences. Funny, I just told someone about this other day. I don't know, a few years ago, one night, I started getting a feeling like there was people, just multiple people that had just come into the apartment and just waiting for something. And I looked down and Logan is sitting right on the floor next to me. And she's not a really affectionate cat 24/7. She comes and goes. She doesn't stay by my side all the time. But she was sitting right on the floor looking at me and and I noticed I could see lights coming in from the front to my apartment. And I went and looked, and there was some kind of emergency vehicle in my court, my street where I live. It's set up like a square, so they call it a court. But so I saw that, and it wasn't anywhere right near me. It was across the court. And so I went back and sat down, and eventually, everyone that was here left. And I noticed I didn't see the lights anymore from the side. And everything was fine. So there was multiple presences here, and I think they were here because of whatever happened in the street that night. And then once it was all over, whatever happened, again, I don't know because I didn't know the person that well. If I knew them at all, I don't know because I didn't get out and go see what was going on. They left. And so she's able to pick up on these things. So it's really is amazing. And even the times whenever I have the ghost cat around, here and there, once in a great while, Logan is never right near where I hear the ghost cat moving around, or where I see the ghost cat. So she's not antagonistic toward this ghost cat, but she just does not like to deal with them or be anywhere near them. So anyway, please be sure to check out all the links in every episode description, especially when we have guests on the show. And thank you all for listening into these shows and supporting the show as you do, however you do it. And we're coming up on 5 years this October, this Halloween, which is really amazing. So thank you all for making that possible, and listening in to have me keep on going. Otherwise, if I had no listeners, I don't know if I'd keep on going or not. So thank you all for that. And I will talk to you all next time on Salsido Paranormal. Take care.